Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into the exciting world of Genshin Impact and specifically the 4.3 banner. We'll be discussing the 5-star characters on this banner, Ayaka and Navia, the new GL 5-star, as well as the 4-star characters that are on the banner, which are Sucrose, Rosaria, and Candace. Let's get started. First up, we have Navia, a new 5-star Geo Claymore user. Navia has a new mechanic which requires the crystallize reactions in order to maximize her damage output. This will be a new way of using Geo, which has struggled in the past, so it remains to be seen how strong she will be and how she will fit into some different teams as opposed to the traditional Mono Geo team. So she's a bit new, we don't know exactly what will come of it, but her overall power is going to be a little different than what we've seen from other Geo characters because she'll be able to do reactions and capitalize on her new crystallized mechanics, as well as use the new Geo set that is coming out in patch 4.3. Next up we have Ayaka, the 5-star Cryo Sword user who has always been known for her beauty and for her affinity for the Traveler. She comes from Inazuma and is exceptional at dealing high elemental burst damage with a lot of cryo application. She does have high energy costs for her elemental burst, and while she has not been in the meta recently, she still delivers a consistently high burst DPS as long as your burst can land on enemies. The thing about cryo in general and freeze is that there have been many recent abysses where Ayaka and cryo in general hasn't had its opportunity to shine due to the prevalence of very large enemies that cannot be frozen. However, if you can land her burst, she still remains competitive against enemies today. For the 4 stars, we have Sucrose. Sucrose is the 4-star Animo Catalyst character who is one of the OGs in Genshin Impact. She is a great character to have and a great character that gets stronger with more constellations. She helps enable any team that relies on elemental reactions. She's able to crowd control, she's able to group them, she's able to swirl, she shreds elemental resistance with the VV set, and provides boosts to her teammates. Sucrose remains an excellent choice for any character, and no matter how many copies you get, up to C6, she is a welcome addition to any account as she can still be in top tier teams today. Next up is Rosaria, a 4-star Cryo Polearm character. Rosaria can be powerful in combat capabilities. Her elemental burst provides cryo application and be a nice sub DPS. If you build her for DPS, you can get away with using her for DPS with the previously mentioned limitations of cryo in general. While she can be useful in the overworld as well for her passive exploration talent, which increases your speed at nighttime, overall she isn't used a ton, but she can be a nice pickup to any account, limited on characters, or if you just want to have some fun with cryo. Lastly, we have Candace, the 4-star Hydro Polearm character from Sumeru. Candace has an incredible design, a very unique shield mechanic, and she provides Hydro Infusion to teammates. That Hydro Infusion, it can be a challenge to any team that doesn't want Hydro Infused normal attacks or can't make use of them. For example, Navia. There are teams that could benefit, however, finding a place for Candace is particularly difficult in any team. She might be a pickup for additional characters or additional teams later on, but if I'm being honest, that sounds like a bit of copium. Candace is an excellent pickup as a preference if you just want to be a bit silly in the overworld or you want to do a bit of a challenge in Spiral Abyss or harder content, as finding her place is usually outclassed and outshined by others who can do a similar thing with Hydro application. Hydro is a very versatile element, and you have some really top tier characters like Xingqiu. We recently had Ayato, we've got Farina, and Nuvolet, and Child, and a whole host of others who provide a ton of options in the Hydro roster, so having a character like Candace can be a bit of a challenge. Now on to the weapon banner. First up, we have Verdict, the new 5-star Claymore. This weapon will appear for its first time on the weapon banner of 4.3 and is Navia's signature weapon. It has a high base attack, 674, and a crit rate substat. While that may be tempting for other characters, and given how cool it looks, you may want to try and run it on other Claymore characters, it's not necessarily going to be the best choice for those other characters besides Navia. With that said, it looks incredible, so I can understand if you do want it. Verdict will be running alongside Mist Splitter, the 5-star sword that is one of the best in the game. As a stat stick with exceptionally high attack, it is a great choice to roll for if you are looking to roll the weapon banner, and if you're rolling for Verdict and you lose to the Mist Splitter, you will not be sad. However, the 4 stars on this banner are nothing to write home about. You do have the Favonius Codex, which can be useful and is nice for Charlotte, which you may have gotten recently, as it provides an exceptional amount of energy recharge and energy to your team when you crit. The Favonius Codex, though, does see limited use, just as Catalyst users overall have their limitations and may prefer something else in general. It can be nice if you need the energy for your team. Dragon's Bane, while a useful pickup for a team that needs the Elemental Mastery polearm, and potentially the pyro damage if you don't have a better option for someone like Hu Tao, or if you're using your catch for someone other than Shan Leng, it can have good elemental mastery and elemental damage for the pyro users. It may have limited use. The other weapons on the 4-star banner that are included aren't particularly exciting in and of themselves. So overall, the weapon banner is maybe a pass depending on what you're looking for, and you may choose to wait until Navia comes back for the Verdict, or hope that Ayaka comes back for yet another rerun if you're looking to go for Mist Splitter on a better weapon banner that has more exciting 4 stars. Don't ever roll on a weapon banner for the 4 stars explicitly, and be aware that you can invest a lot of primo gems into the weapon banner and not get what you're looking for. So if you're looking to guarantee something like Verdict, make sure that you are prepared to have up to 270 wishes in the worst case scenario. That wraps up this discussion on the 4.3 banner. Remember, while the weapons can enhance your character's abilities, you can be aware that a lot of people prefer to go characters over weapons. There are lots of 4-star options that are quite good and quite competitive, even as compared to some of the 5-star weapons. However, these weapons, especially Mist Splitter, are excellent choices if you do decide to go there. So we wish you all the best in your wishing in Genshin. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. See you in the next video.